Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited this Saturday.
I'm excited. We were getting ready for the show, and I'm just looking on Facebook right here on my page, and Dr. T was posting pictures, and we're supposed to get ready for the show. I'm throwing shade this morning.
The wonderful thing about Facebook is you can set timers to have things
You
post
don't have
when
no
you want
timer
them
set.
to.
You got a timer set?
I do.
I
I
don't even
do.
believe that.
I don't care. What's up? Look,
Happy birthday. Is it Reverend Reed Tony?
Raverna.
Raverna. Happy
The
birthday, Mrs. Ravona
Verna Reed
Reed
Tony.
Tony. Happy birthday. Shout out to you. Did y'all have, was that an older picture or was that? Oh,
We
that's
got
just some
some.
pictures that you posted, right? Is that what you
We
did?
had some. That was all
Collages or
within a
whatever.
year.
Okay. Is
Uh,
that right? Collages of pictures? Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Happy
Listen.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Vern.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, so I'm excited for all those that are celebrating birthdays in the month of November. Happy birthday from Beat in the driver's seat. Listen, this is the week before Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And so we certainly have a lot to be thankful for.
Well, I thank God every day I wake up. The one thing when I realize I open my eyes, put my feet on, before I put my feet on the floor, I say, you know what? Thank you, Lord, for giving me breath, giving me life, being able to move my limbs, my body. I
Yeah,
get excited.
me too. That's the first thing I do when I get up. I tell the Lord, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank you. So yeah, I do have my new shirts on today. I usually have short sleeve shirt on, but I got new shirts on today. I got Joe Longhammer on the side, the Chevy logo, and then I have the Queens logo over here. Super excited.
Mm.
We gotta get us some shirts like this.
Yeah, them some nice shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some viewers looking. If you're a viewer and you looking and this is something you do, why don't you get in our inbox? We like to patronize our viewers.
I'm sorry. I'm dedicated.
Yeah, I'm dedicated too, but I like variety. I'm
Okay.
very
So let me
dedicated.
let me just say this when I say that. So you know how when you go buy a car or you get your teeth clean or you I don't want to say get your oil changed, but well, you get your nails done, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to this certain nail person, right?
Yeah, Vanita Dixon. Shout
Yeah.
out to
Shout
Vanita
out to
Dixon.
Vanita Dixon.
Yeah, keeping
So
my
I
nails tight and
so
right.
I
What's
said
up,
to you,
cuz?
I
Happy
said to
Saturday.
you one day I was like, you going to get your nails done? You was like, yeah, I'm going to my girl. And I said, okay, well you want to go somewhere else? You want to go to? He was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm dedicated.
Yeah.
And so let me just say this: I'm dedicated to my shirt lady.
Oh, yeah, I love
I'll
that.
put somebody else in my inbox on it, and I'll give them a chance. But
Yeah.
I'm dedicated on certain things.
So there is people that we're gonna ride with to the very end, right?
Ride or die.
But well, I'm not a ride or die with anybody but Jesus. I'm a ride and live type of chick. I ain't down with
So she
nobody.
just lied to me when she
Yeah.
tell me, I got your back.
No, I
I
got your
ride or
back, but
die.
I ain't gonna die with you. We
Well, that
gonna
that's
ride
not
and
that's
live.
not that's not what it is though. It's
Listen,
not ride or live. When you
it
when you
is for
say
me.
ride or die, it's like you ride with me to the end. To one of us die, you ride with me. So
Listen,
you ride with me. You my ride or die.
I'm a ride with you, but listen, I also am a person of words, so I'm very careful about
Okay,
words.
whatever.
Well, anyway, like I was saying,
what
dedication.
whatever this morning.
Dedication. So what's up? What's our word of the week? I'm excited this
I'm
morning.
excited because I don't know. We look good today. Look, I mean, my lipstick look good, makeup look good, light.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I look like
I
Winter
want to
here,
take
and I'm shined up real good this morning. Y'all see my face
when you
shined
know what
up.
when you have that good skin, you can look like that. You
Listen,
ain't got to wake up and put some makeup on.
listen. That's choice. You ain't got to.
Well, you know what? I want to wake up. I'm just like my mother. Wake up, everybody, and I put makeup on in the morning. I
Okay.
mean, I wash my face with my certain soap, Neutrogena. You
Mm.
know, put my cream on. That costs too much money, and you know.
Shout out for all the people to get up and make their face up in the morning. That's dedication right there.
So I got that from my mother. My mother used to wake up. My mother would say, my mother would not leave out the house without makeup.
Really.
Even when my mom got sick and
Hmm.
she could barely actually move from she'd move from one room to another room with the walker, right?
Hmm.
She would have her makeup. Girl, bring my makeup. Regina, bring my makeup back. Dink, whatever she called me.
Hmm.
Dink, Regina.
What's
Well,
your
not
nickname?
whatever. One of the names that she called me.
Was
And
that your nickname, Dink?
yeah, that's not for you. That's a personal thing.
Okay, but you said we riders.
No, no, don't take it back.
Y'all heard that, didn't
No,
y'all
no,
hear
no, no,
that,
no, no.
viewers?
You can't have that name. No, you know why?
Why?
Because you said you ain't riding with me.
Well, I no, I did not say that. See, you see how people put words in your
You
mouth.
ain't riding with me, so no,
So
you can't
anyway,
call me Dink.
I'm gonna go back to that. I want to go back to that dink. So she couldn't leave without her makeup. She wanted to look beautiful. That was her.
Every room.
That
Yeah.
that that was
That
something
made her
that,
day.
yeah, it made her day. So
Hmm.
for me, I can't leave the home without earrings. I literally feel like I'm bald headed if I leave the home without earrings, like my face, everything. So I can agree.
Really?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
never knew that.
Oh yeah, if I don't have earrings on, it's like it's the worst thing ever. I keep earrings in my dresser at work, my desk at work,
Really?
in my car, and in my home. Yeah, yeah,
So let me just say this. My makeup is like my earrings then.
really.
You might see me, I won't even say once a week. I won't go to work without makeup on.
Mm,
I think maybe I did once. And that was one this year, once. When I
mm-hmm.
went to go get my facial. And I went right to the bathroom and put my makeup on. But I would sit in the car after I get my facial done, and I'll take about 10 minutes, and I'm putting my makeup on, listening to music. That's what I do. That's my therapy. Put my makeup on.
Oh, well, that's good, and it also it reminds you of your mom.
And then yeah, and it does. But you know what? I go from in the my bedroom
Mm-hmm.
to the bathroom in the hall to downstairs when I'm doing something, looking at about 3 different mirrors. Let me see, I got one in my bedroom. I just thought about this. I'm in my bedroom when I look in the mirror, right? Then I go to the bathroom because it's better light instead of my bathroom. Walk downstairs before I go in the kitchen. It's a mirror right there, right? I look on that wall. Then
Mm-hmm.
I put my lunch together, my breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Then I pop in the bathroom and look in that mirror.
So you need
I think
that.
that's a lot of mirrors. I just realized that. That's a lot of mirrors.
You want to make sure that you put together what you're looking. All right, let's get into the word of the week. So the word of the week today is
I'm not done
fuel.
talking about my makeup though.
The word of the day is
I'm not done
fuel.
talking about my makeup.
You feel your makeup is fueling you this morning.
My makeup makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's a fuel. What helps you? What drives you? Your makeup. You put your makeup on. You driven.
Okay, what word of the week? Word of the day?
Makeup.
No, you're fueling. You pick the word. So what we do every week is we pick a word of the week, or we call it word of the day, and we
Mhm.
share it every week. And
Mhm.
so on Thursday, I was blessed to get a text from Dr. T, and she actually gave me the word of the week and gave me some pointers on what to say. Gave me some pointers. I was like, "Oh, can you do this every week?" And she said no.
I see how she put me out there.
She said no, because Dr. T has a way of putting things together, not on paper, but her words. And
Mhm.
that helped me so much. So she
Thank you,
said, no, you
Lord.
can do it one week. And I said, no, Dr. T, that's what you do. You know?
Mhm.
Okay, we're not on the radio, but it's too much air in between. You ain't saying nothing.
I'm listening. I'm actively listening this morning. That's part of the word fuel.
And
Let's talk about fuel. So when you hear the word fuel, Regina, what do you even think about first immediately?
so I think about gas in a car,
Okay, that's a good.
automotive.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about gas in a car and when I don't have a car to put gas in, I have electric.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be able to charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can call it charging, but I call it still fueling
Mm-hmm.
because unless the charging goes in there.
Hmm.
I mean, unless it's charged, I can't go anywhere.
That's good.
So I'm at 38% now,
Mm-hmm.
and yesterday I was on the charge and went to 70% because I didn't go to work till late.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of fueling, I think of a car running in order for your car to go, you have to put fuel in it.
That's true.
In order for it to run efficiently,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to put the right gas in there, whether it's regular, whether it's 85, whether it's premium. You have to be able to do that, run the system through.
Mm-hmm.
And when you out of gas, the car doesn't go anywhere, right?
That's good. And that also relates to us as human beings. So you said something. You said you have to put fuel in the vehicle in order for it to run effectively. And the same thing with us. We have to, in order for us to maintain mentally, emotionally, and physically, we have to feed ourselves the right thing. We have to keep our minds on the right thing. And so for me, when I think about fuel, I immediately think about drive. What's driving me every day? What is it that I want to pursue daily? And one of the things that I want to pursue is letting my light shine. And what does that mean? That's like letting my light shine before others.
Mhm.
Let them see the things that I'm doing and then want to glorify God. Want to see, okay, why is she doing that? What can I do to be a part of that? What makes her go? And so really, I really want to see all of God's children healthy, happy, and whole daily. So
So,
that's what fuels me to get up and to go forward and do God's work.
so when I think about fueling, I think about you have to identify your own fueling. It's
Mm,
not necessarily gas in a car.
mm-hmm.
It can be your personal growth,
That's good.
your goals.
Mm-hmm.
What is your personal growth? Where do you see yourself? What's your fueling? Where do you see yourself? Personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about the uh, you set your goals at the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and then most of those actually they fall out
Yeah.
within probably about 30 days. They always say it takes 30 days to make a habit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But do you set your personal growth? You got to look at your personal growth every 30 days, actually.
Yeah.
Or quicker than that. Then you have to, keep it far as you got to stay mentally focused,
Mm-hmm.
and then it also you got to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wake up and I wake up, I'm happy because I'm alive,
Of course.
but I may go negative in about 2 minutes or
Mm-hmm.
less than that. And then I have to grab myself and I'm like, you know what, Regina, what's happening to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we, think this through. Why are you feeling this way?
That's good because now you're beginning to evaluate, do self inventory. And for me, it's important that I fuel my mind with things that help me throughout the day, like reading the word, prayer, affirmations, accountability partners. Those are things that I need daily in order for me to move efficiently. Like I have to wake up and read something. I have to wake up and meditate and pray. Otherwise, when I step out of the house, things don't go the way that I know that they should
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a part of my daily ritual that I get up, that I read something, that I pray, that I meditate, and that I fuel myself with things that'll help me run efficiently throughout the day.
So we encourage our listeners to. I mean, what's your, what fuels you? What makes your day? What makes you have a good day?
Yeah.
What goals do you put in place, and how do you get a full tank of gas?
Yeah.
With me, I say, it's just like cars. You got to put the fuel in your car to
Mm-hmm.
run efficiently. In
Mm-hmm.
your life, how do you run efficiently every day?
Yeah.
Do you need to eat breakfast in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people have to say, you know what, I need to eat breakfast in the morning because that helps me start my day.
Mm-hmm.
You
Or
know,
people can't go
they can't
without their
function.
coffee.
Right. Black. Oh,
They
you gotta
have
get
to
their
have
coffee.
coffee, yeah.
You know.
And so, what's fueling you today? So, listeners, if you're listening, while you're listening, is it your faith? Is it your family? Is it your career? What's fueling you today?
So what fuels me is when I sell a car.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was talking to one of my coworkers a couple of days ago, and we're veterans in the business, meaning we've been in the business over 20 years, and
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about, I said, you're quiet today. He said, well, Queen, I got this going on, I got that going on. It's just not a good day. Had a
Mm-hmm.
customer come in, and I showed them a car, and then actually I showed them 4 cars,
Yeah.
and I answered all their objectives.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, and then I went and I tried to close. Now, when you're in the car business, when you ask for the sale probably about 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
in different word tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I got over the obstacles. I went in for the close, and I didn't get to close it. I didn't seal the deal. So what did I do? I got the objectives. I went in for the close 5 or 6 times, he said, and I went in for the close again, right? And then he also said her spouse was there. So when you go buy a car, you want to make sure all persons that's participating are there, are present.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there is present. The decision makers are present.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I couldn't close her. He
Mm-hmm.
said, and then they went to an Equinox. So I showed them 4 different cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same model, and then I ended up going to Equinox. He said, I started with a Blazer, then I went to Equinox. And I worked all payments for him. And he said, I probably spent about 3 hours with him because he's very detailed, because he goes over every aspect of the car.
Mm-hmm.
From the under the hood to the back of the car. I mean, he's that detailed. He's the product knowledge specialist at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. and it really upset him. And I was like, I'm feeling that way now too. It's because, I probably that day I probably made about 25 phone calls, and a lot of I would say half didn't answer. So what I do is when they don't answer, I send them a text, and then I may follow with another text, and then I have to keep moving on. And then in between time, I was making calls. I made 3 appointments, but was the goal to get 10 appointments. So 3 appointments, 25 calls to me wasn't acceptable. And then I probably got about 3 applications that day. The day before that, I got 10. But understand, 13 applications in 2 days. Let me see, 2 got approved. And so that upset me because of my turnaround rate with the application, not getting enough credit applications, not talking to enough people. And I'm taking it to the cars because that's what fuels me. Fuels me is selling cars. So that means I have to talk to more people. So
Now that you're saying that, what happens when you run on empty? When you've done everything you know how to do, and you don't get that sale, you come up empty.
I call on Jesus.
Well,
So
absolutely, you call
I
on
probably
Jesus,
call on him about
but
5,
then
6 times a day.
you have to go recharge and get refueled so that you can get up and do it again.
So what I have to do is I honestly have to pray.
Yeah.
And when I say have to pray, it's because we every 30 days our system our everything we start over. We go to 0. And if we don't sell a car, we don't make any money, right? And it's when I go refuel, when I go home, right? I have to really like calm down. What do you call it?
Decompress.
Decompress, right? Then I have to pray because I asked my finance manager yesterday, probably when it was like 5 something, and it was the end of the day, and I said, I'm on the only one up at night worrying about whether we're gonna sell some more cars so we can pay our bills, or do we have to go into other, do other things? And she was like, nope. She said, she's married, and she was like, I worry, my husband doesn't, and I said, why? She said, he just doesn't. I'm the worrier. And I'm like, you don't ever want to have, to me, I ain't never been married, but when you're with somebody, your spouse, whomever you're with, you do not, let me just say, my husband to be, right? I wouldn't want him to be a worrier because I'm a worrier. And you don't want to, we go home or I go home and I worry. How I'm going to get that next sale, what I'm going to do? And that's one thing that you don't want to do. You don't want to worry.
Yeah.
And I said yes, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I need to go get a job where I make, a certain amount of hour. Then I woke up and I said, oh, absolutely not.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you are in a high demand job, and it requires you to do some things that a lot of people don't have to do. But what I learned throughout this journey, no matter what state I'm in, I'm a person that's going to be content. I'm not going to worry. I'm going to cast every care on the Lord because I realize that worrying does not add an inkling to my life. It actually takes away, and that's biblical. And so worrying to me is like, you know what, God, I'm going to put my trust in you. I'm going to do a Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I'm going to trust you, God, with all my heart. And I'm not going to lean to my own understanding. In every single way, I'm acknowledging you. And you're going to direct my path because he never allows you to come up short.
I love that. So won't you write that down for me?
I'm going to give you scripture, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Why don't you text that to me? Can you send me a link?
No.
And I just said something personal to you guys because I do. I'm a worrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But being a worrier, though, it keeps me on my toes. I don't worry the fact that it stresses me. It stresses me where I'm not going to say I can't sleep at night because I do sleep, but I'm always trying to get it done.
Yeah.
And then, I know one of the reasons why I'm successful to this day is because I'm always like, okay, well, everybody got to know what I do. And I'm going back to my old ways from 20 years ago where, I got to give a person a card. I got to have a conversation. People got to know, or how can you help me? How can we help each other? So I'm all about that. So in other words, my fueling is when I go home, I worry, but then I go home, I pray. But I'm always thinking how I can get that process done. I got to start all over again.
Yeah, you start all over. And
Yeah.
I'm excited that we're talking about this because we have our financial
Yes, we do.
coach that's coming on. And so we have some news you can use. I know we're going to take a break, but I want you all to get your pen and your pencil ready because Regina said a lot today. And she talked about fuel, and she talked about what fuels her, and you guys heard what fuels me. But when we come back, we'll be talking to the financial coach, and she'll be able to give you some some concrete things that you can use to help you. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com. Master
Are you paying high interest rates on car loans? Are you repeatedly getting denied when applying for credit cards? Or perhaps you'd like to buy a home and you're not sure you'd qualify. Did you know that turning your credit around can be done in less time than you think? Better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. And I am here to help you do just that. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of steps that anyone can follow. Contact me today. I am your financial life coach, Kathy Washington, 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184. Contact me today for your free consultation and let us help you get your financial house in order.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, come see the Queen, like Dr. T.
The Queen got me approved the same day and got me what I wanted. No hassle, no problems. Go see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's right, my lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. Ride in style with the Queen, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Regina, the Queen.
And we're back, everybody. Listen, we're so excited. We have our financial coach in the building, Kathy Washington, out of Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, Kathy.
She in the building? You acting like
She
she's
in the
right here in the
building. Look, I
building.
see her.
Is she right here in the building?
She
right
in the
next door?
building.
Good,
Good morning.
good morning, Doc. Good morning, Regina.
Good morning to you. Look at she looks out. Look, hair looking pretty, glasses
Ain't
all
she right
clean,
this
looking
morning?
good. Look, she like matching the background. She looks good this morning.
Come on, Kathy.
Come on, Kathy, come through.
So listen, I'm excited to have you on this month. I'm excited for your topic. Let's get into it. We got some viewers looking, and they ready to learn from you this morning.
So we gotta encourage people to comment at the bottom, ask questions. We want to engage you this morning. Why? Because what? We always offer news you can use.
Yeah.
So comment in the bottom. Kathy is giving away 2 free consultations today. She's giving away 2 free consultations. So you got to schedule your appointment. If you actually, you can call in at 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128, or you can just put your comments in the bottom. We'll read your comments but we got to get your telephone number. So
Yes.
schedule that consultation, 2 consultations offered by our financial coach, Kathy Washington, today.
And let me just say this, who wouldn't want to have a knowledgeable person to help them walk through this credit journey? So
Ooh,
Kathy's going to give us some tools
together.
you can use. So those of you that are listening, please get your pens and paper out. We're ready to start this journey. Talking about today's topic is holiday credit strategies. Listen, next week is Thanksgiving. I need a little strategy. Help us, Kathy. So let's get
Can't
into
get
it.
your credit together in 2 days right before Thanksgiving.
Listen,
I mean, it takes a little time here.
Kathy will tell you. Listen, she can show you what to do. So
Get it ready for the new year.
Listen, just help me get ready. How
Right,
about that?
right. Get ready.
That's for sure. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you all having me, and I'm excited to be here. As Dr. T said, our title and topic today is holiday credit strategies that work. We want to make sure we give you some things. We're just a few weeks away from Christmas. Can y'all believe we're like already like next week, as Dr. T said, is Thanksgiving. And of
Listen.
course, we start Black Friday and all the things, right? So we
Yeah.
make sure that we kind of give people some good information that helps them. I love what you guys have been talking about. I love your your word of the day, fueling. And this is really a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Of course, my faith is first and foremost, but definitely helping people with their finances fuels me. And so we want to make sure that we are able to give you some news you can use today. The first thing that I want to tell you, as you prepare for the holidays, certainly you want to make sure you plan before you spend.
Mm.
Couple of things to think about as we talk about these, right? I want you to understand, why is that important. I want you to understand that we've got some solutions to help you address these things, and I'm gonna give you a tip. So that's kind of the flow that we're going to go through today. So plan before you spend. Well, a lot of people make a huge mistake. They overspend
Mm.
without a budget, and that's almost like a bad word, Dr. T. And
Mhm.
like, who wants a holiday budget? But I promise you, if you put a holiday budget in place, you can help prioritize those spending and make sure that you don't overspend.
Oh, that's good
Or you
this
just take
morning.
some people off the list.
Good.
So,
That you do too. Make a list of all of those that you want to, buy for, or you can
Mhm.
say, my family, we just decided, hey, we're just going to do, we call it the white uh, angel,
Elephant or the
white
okay. Yeah. What's
angel, the angel gift is what we call it. And so
uh-huh.
put in memory of my sister who went on to be with the Lord a
Oh.
few years ago. And so we've been doing it now for a number of years. And what we do, we all bring in a gift, right? Under $25 or something. And it can
Mhm.
be practical, it can be, funny, it can be, we've just had a ball with that, because that's something
Mhm.
started before she transitioned. So we decided, hey, this is an angel gift. We're going to do it every year. So that's how we do. We have a huge family, but you have to prioritize what's important for you, right? And making sure that you don't overspend, because that is a huge, huge, huge area where
Well,
people.
Kathy, but wait a minute. I grew up in an era, and I know my mother wasn't a person who budgeted, but I mean, people would literally go broke because it was Christmas. I mean, they would be out, and at that time, Kmart had the layaways, and they were out at Kmart and Farmer Jack's and spending up all the money, right, to prepare for this day. And then the day after Christmas, half of the stuff that parents bought the child, it was everywhere and discarded, but they spent all their hard-earned money. So I appreciate you talking about a budget, because when you don't budget, you don't plan for success. You
That's
just spend.
You
And
do. There's some practical things that people can do in order to make sure you have a budget, right? You can
mm,
use an Excel or a Google sheet or something and write down everything. All the money's coming in, the money's going out, so that you can keep track of things. And then, you can simply, if you're not tech savvy and you don't know how to use a computer, or don't want to use a computer, you can use a good old fashioned envelope system, right? Put the money in an
mhm.
envelope for the designated cause. And when the money is gone, the money is gone.
Listen, if you're listening now and you have a question for our financial coach, please put your questions down below. She's able to answer them today. We want you to be able to get your questions answered. And so, Kathy, you talked about even using envelopes and using practical things to help us stay on target. But I think let's kind of talk about too how we have to change our mind about credit and money too, because we can put all these things in place, but how effective are they if our mindset isn't there?
It is absolutely true. I mean, I've talked on this show many times about being an advocate, right? Making
Mhm,
do the thing that's necessary to take care of you and your family, and
mhm,
making sure that you think about not just the short term, but you think about long term. What kind of legacy am I leaving for my family? Will I leave them a pile of debt? Will I leave them, challenges and issues when it comes to financial matters? Will I leave them in a good shape, or will I leave them um, trying to figure it out? So you want to make sure you change your mind about it. And guess what? When your mindset changes and understand that you can actually change. I just want people to. I always want to throw a lifeline of hope, right? that people understand there's hope for you. You don't have to stay in a tough situation. You can change it, but it starts with the mind. That's absolutely essential.
That's
So,
good. We got
so,
a question up here.
so Chantel is saying, how much of your check should you be dedicating that should be dedicated to savings?
It's a good question. And I think that, it just depends on you and what your goals are. I definitely would advocate, I am a strong proponent of making sure I do what the Bible says in terms of, my tithe and offering. So I know if I'm going to give 10%, then I definitely do that from, an offering or tithing perspective. But I also want to pay myself. I want to save. And I take, 10% of my income and I put it in a savings account. But it depends on the individual and their particular goals. So that's what I would suggest.
So one of the things I would just say you do too is that you do investment as far as your 401k at work. If you have 401k at work, you need to maximize that. Start
Absolutely.
putting money in that because they'll take it out and you won't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't count money you don't have in your account.
That's true.
So that would be my suggestion to do is to utilize that. If you're not utilizing that, then you're missing out. And it's never too late to start doing that.
That's good.
Abs-
And it's before taxes.
Yeah,
And
and then also your job, your job may also contribute. So if you
Mm.
don't ask, you don't know.
that's right. And you have to maximize those
Exactly.
opportunities presented to you. And if you, for some reason, can't do, as I said, suggested, a certain amount, you decide where you can start. Some people have to start, even if you just say, you know what, this month I'm gonna save $50. You start somewhere and you'll get where you're trying to go.
So we have another question. Chantel said, should there be an emergency savings and a separate retirement savings?
Absolutely. You can leverage your work to set up your retirement. You can leverage other financial people that can help you set up your retirement, as well as making sure. I do advocate making sure that you have an emergency fund, at least 3 to 6 months of savings, so that if something happens where you lose a job, someone passes away, there is, or you have to go, today your refrigerator can go out. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what, 1,200, $1,500 that you're
Mm-hmm.
out of quick and easy. So
Mm-hmm.
you have those emergency funds set aside for yourself as well. So I definitely think you should have both.
Well, Kathy, I wanted to ask, Regina, did you have a question?
No, no, go ahead. I
Uh,
wanted to make sure people know that she does credit repair. That's all.
yes.
Just that's all.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she does credit repair. And what I love about Kathy is she has given us so many tools over the years. But Kathy, what I really wanted you to talk about, because you're real passionate about this, can you share a little bit about your story to let the viewers know that you didn't just wake up and say, okay, my credit is totally repaired. I'm A1. Can you kind of share with the listeners that, wherever you are, start there?
You know what? I almost went down that path just a second ago, Dr. T, when I was talking about throwing a lifeline. Someone took the time to throw me a lifeline because just a few years ago, I was going through a very dark season in my life. In fact, I went through a divorce, and it was very hard to face, and it was hard to deal with. Emotionally, I was a wreck, and also financially, I was a wreck. I lost everything, lost my house, all the things, right? And I just didn't know how I was going to get up from that place. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
so thankful that someone took the time to say, listen, you can get up from this. You can bounce back from this. And that's my message to so many people every single day, that you can come back from a major setback in your life. If you had a setback due to divorce, loss of a job, loss of a family member, whatever it is, whatever the loss that put you in the place, and maybe it was just simply, I didn't know how to manage the money. Whatever the loss was, I'm here to tell you today that you can actually bounce back from that. So that happened to me several years ago, probably now 17 years ago now. But I can truly tell you, because I went on the journey, I made a decision. I mean, crying and through all of it, Dr. T, it was mentally, I will tell you, a very, very tough place. very dark place. But here I am. I'm sitting here before you today telling you I made a decision to take the journey. And so that's what we really want to advocate and make sure people understand. There are tools that are out there for you. There are resources that are available for you. And as Regina said earlier, we've got a consultation that if you are interested in getting a consultation with us, we're happy to talk to you about what services we can offer and how we can help you. So hopefully that helps, Dr. T.
So if you're interested in a consultation, you can just put your you can actually just put your just say interested in the bottom of the help me out.
In the bottom of the chat.
Right, in the bottom of the chat.
Put it in the bottom of the chat. Or if
Yeah.
you're near your phone and you
Yeah.
want to call in, you can call in at 248-905-1128. You can also call in and ask Coach Kathy a question. So if you are listening and you have a question that you want to ask, please call in at 248-905-1128. So Kathy, let's get back into it. So what's another tip you got for us for the holiday budgeting?
Absolutely. Another strategy is use those credit cards wisely, y'all.
Lord have mercy.
Wait a minute.
What?
Oh Lord.
Oh wait.
So this is
What-
the time
what-
of year where the increase
what?
comes, when you see the enormous amount of credit being used.
It is.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Been down there, done that. Don't do it.
Listen.
When I tell you, too many people find themselves right here where they're maxing out their credit cards, and it's just for a short period of time. They're maxing out their credit card, and guess what? They're going to spend all of next year trying to get out of that debt, and sometimes into the following year because
And the year after that. And the year after that.
At least 5.
Yeah, at least.
3 to
Ain't no,
5.
it's no 1 year.
3
It's
to
no 1
5,
year.
unless you putting chunks
Right.
of money down.
We were just talking about that a couple days ago.
Yes, we
You
were.
spend 3 to 5 years
Trying to
to
get
buy
on track.
to get on track.
Wow.
Unless you come up with a plan. We
But-
just talked about that a few days ago.
Yep. So we want to make sure people understand, hey, listen, use those credit cards wisely. Don't go out there and overspend. Don't forget, we have a 30% utilization that you want to keep in mind too when it comes to those credit cards. If you decide you're going to go over that 30%, you could potentially put yourself in the position to have some sort of credit score impact. You-
Okay. Chantel said maxing out credit cards and blowing Christmas bonuses. Oh yeah.
Woo! Why, my. That is really, really serious.
Good morning, Tanisha.
Good morning,
Good to
Tanisha.
have Tanisha. We glad to have you on. So listen, Coach Kathy. So somebody said maxing out the credit card and blowing the Christmas bonuses. When they get Christmas bonuses, man, you guys better save some of that. She
You
just
better
told
save
you.
Yes,
But they're not though. But hold on, they're not. You know, they're not doing they're blowing the Christmas bonuses because everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. Everybody's trying to get their kids the Nike, the Jordan,
iPhones and
the
all that.
iPhones,
Yeah.
the nice cars, or they're taking the Christmas bonuses, right? They're getting their senior pictures. They're spending a lot of money on senior
Yeah.
pictures. Then they're thinking about prom, so they're investing for their kids for next year.
That's a good thing to invest for next year, especially
But
if
it's
you're
into their
saving.
kid. Well, it's not. They're not saving. They're not saving it. They're investing into their kids for next year.
But what
Because
I
you see that. Go
But I
ahead.
would, certainly invest in your kids, but let's make sure that you're also investing in a vehicle that's going to bring you some money back.
Some
That's
return
it.
on
Some
the
return
investment.
on your money.
Okay, return on the investment. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
Go
For
ahead.
sure.
Go ahead, Kathy.
All right, I'll give the next strategy if you guys want me to move on.
Yes.
Okay, all right, excellent. Okay, the next strategy is set up some automatic payments.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, wait, Kathy,
Ooh,
wait.
that hit
So
right
wait,
on.
Wait. And so I was confused. I was really on the fence about automatic payments. So I'm really ready to hear this because I've heard some horror stories about automatic payments. So come on, enlighten me.
What? Set up those automatic payments, Dr. T, or you can schedule those minimum payments. And the reason why I'm saying that is y'all know how busy it gets during the holidays, right? You get hustle bustle of everything that you got to do. You got to cook, you got to shop, you got to go to these different holiday events, all the things. So you want to make sure that you set up some automatic payments so you don't miss a payment. Because guess what? If you miss a payment, your credit score can tank. I'm telling you, it's 35% of
Woo.
your credit calculation. So you want to make sure you set up some automatic payments, or you
Mhm.
schedule the minimum payments so that
You
at
talking
least
about minimum
But
though.
but
Go
well,
ahead.
yeah,
just
you can
for
do
the
that.
month of December now, just for the month of December.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, you
oh,
okay.
okay.
So you can do
Okay.
that minimum, but you better get back on track with doing a little bit more because
Absolutely.
we just again, I got to go back to the conversation me and Dr. T had a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
You have a credit card, that interest, you use it again, you do it again, you do it again, and you just really got to think about what are your goals? What are your goals for
Mhm.
2025?
Mhm.
When we talked about fueling,
Mhm.
honestly, fueling is part of getting your life together, getting your finances right.
Yes,
So that
yes.
you won't stress, so you won't stay up at night. So you like, oh, I forgot to pay the credit card.
Yeah.
But paying the absolute minimum on your credit card, just do that for 1 month. Pay a
Yeah.
little bit, pay a little bit extra if you can. And if you
Mhm.
can't pay a little bit extra, it's okay to pay my minimum as long as you don't miss a payment.
That's good.
But what I see a lot of people doing when it comes to cars is that when they pay in the higher interest rate, because I deal with customers that got bad credit, right? They look at what they pay at the end. They're going to pay triple for it. But they're not thinking about, I need to pay a little bit more on my car.
Mhm.
Make the minimum payment, pay a little extra toward the principal balance. So you
Mhm.
really need to treat your credit card like you need it. How you treat your credit card trying to pay off early, you need to treat it as your automobile and pay that off early. Pay your minimum, pay a little extra, and put it toward the principal.
That's
I had to
good.
say that because I wanted to relate it back to the automotive business because people don't look at on their credit card. On the credit card statement, it'll tell you you keep it for 5 years. This is what you're going to pay. You keep it for 3 years. Isn't that what your credit card statement says?
For a
It,
car statement.
No, no, no. Credit card.
Oh, I don't know.
yeah.
Okay, well, credit card statement does say that. That's because she's always paying extra. But but yeah, on your credit card statement, you go for 3 years, it tells you what you're gonna pay. So it
Mm.
gives you your short term, your long
Mhm.
term, and your short term. So you got to think about that. And that's one of the things what I've been looking at now on my credit card statements, and I've been
Mhm.
crying. Right?
Mm.
I'm leasing, so I don't really worry about the buy-in. But I've been crying lately, looking at my credit card statement.
Mm.
I was crying last night.
Well, Kathy, give us a tool so we won't be crying. Cause
Right.
she talking about she was crying last night, so we
And the
definitely
night before.
need to
And
bounce
the
back from that.
night.
We need to bounce back from this cry.
Okay, I'm having jokes with y'all. I was
I
not
know
crying.
she was worried first. You heard her. You
I
heard
have
her.
I
She
was not
said
crying.
worried, and now she said she
I
was
was not
crying.
crying.
All right, help us out,
Um,
Kathy.
another strategy, right? Let me give another strategy that folks can use, and that is watch your credit utilization.
Mm.
This time of year, you're walking through the mall, right? There are all kinds of store offerings. There are all kinds of things to lure you in and say, "Hey, you can open up another store credit card, and you can do this, you can do that." You just want to watch that utilization, opening up all those different cards.
Mm.
And I would say opening up the cards from the perspective of that's a hard inquiry generally when you do that. And what I mean by that is that you are going to take some sort of credit score impact if you open up multiple cards during the season. So you want to watch that, Dr. T. Watch the card utilization and watch the opening up multiple different cards,
so you
especially store credit.
so you basically saying that we need to just pull away when someone offers a basic. Someone says, you know what, we can give you 25% off this. We can give you 25% off this TV today, or we can save you $200 off this TV. Or matter of fact, we can save you half off on this TV. We need to walk away. Is
What
that
I'm
what you're saying?
smart. Be smart, right? About those offerings. If you are in a position where this is your first one, maybe not. Maybe that's okay. One or two, maybe okay. But you've got multiple, meaning you got 4 or 5 now cards. You're now opening during this season.
Mm.
You're going to take a hit from a credit perspective. So I just want to encourage you. Just be smart about it. Listen, don't. If it makes sense, you're going to save a significant amount of money and you can take a one card hit, one offering. You want to just be smart about it.
So, Kathy, if you have someone that's trying to build their credit, what would be something that you would tell them? Because right now, say if it's somebody that's like, Coach Kathy, I don't really have bad credit. I don't think I have any credit. What would you encourage them to do?
I would encourage them to become an authorized user on someone who has excellent credit.
Mm.
Authorized user, that would be one thing. Another thing that I would suggest that they do is get a secure credit card. And you can do that, in some cases with my company with, a very small cash deposit that will serve as your credit limit. And if you're doing that, you want to make sure that it's reporting to all three of the bureaus.
So we do want to encourage you if you're looking to get consultation. I mean, consultation and you're looking to get your credit repaired, we want you to put in the bottom interested, or you can give us a call 248-905-1128. Interested means that we will go in your inbox and we'll ask for your telephone number and you will get a free consultation. We encourage that because everybody should want to get their credit together, get your life together. Whether you're looking to buy a home or, you just, or looking to buy a home, you're looking to buy a car, or you just want to increase your credit score. We encourage you to do that. When we have Kathy on once a month, we're giving you news you can use. So don't be ashamed. Unless you have a 750, 800 credit score, you need to be giving her a call. And the thing about it is not about being ashamed, because this is what I specialize in. I specialize with customers that got bruised credit, bad credit in the toilet, right? But you don't always want to be in that situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Situations
You
are,
don't have to stay in that situation. You don't have to stay in that situation when you got help.
yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
true. And what I love about it, for all those that may be doing the replay, please don't hesitate. I mean, Kathy's going to give you her phone number, and so that so you can come back and you can watch the replay and you can call her. She is very approachable and she's ready to help you.
Absolutely. My number is 1-800-988-9184. That number again is 1-800-988-9184.
Well, do you have a couple more tips that you can share?
I have one more that I want to share today. And that tip is, a lot of times we have credit cards that say, hey, we're going to give you a reward. We're going to allow you to earn cash back. And they, kind of put you in a position where you can earn some additional rewards. A lot
Mhm.
of times we forget those during the holiday season. You can redeem those awards. Don't
Mhm.
forget to redeem them so that you can actually maximize and you can actually offset your holiday expenses by maximizing these rewards that you've earned all year. You want to make sure you actually maximize and offset your holiday expenses.
So let me say, you know what? These credit card companies are very smooth, and they plan
Mhm.
out to get us. Even
Mhm.
and they do. It doesn't matter whether you are in the store shopping or you online, because like at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet right now is, we offer a GM card. If you if your credit, your credit score is there, and you can automatically get approved for a GM card. And if you get approved for a GM card, you're driving a Cadillac now. You're not driving a Chevy, so don't look at me like that.
You said GM.
Okay, right, but okay. So anyway, let me explain my
It's
point.
Cadillac, not
Right,
GM.
it is, but I don't
Okay.
sell Cadillacs,
I'm
y'all.
just saying,
I'm hating
you know
right
what
now
I'm
because
saying?
she's driving a Cadillac. When she told me she wanted a Caddy, I was sad. I cried for 30 days.
But Kathy, how can she cry for 30 days when I bought 12 cars from her?
Well, okay. So next, okay, listen.
Total. Okay. All right. I'm going to stay out of that.
Help us, throw me a lifeline over here, Kathy.
Okay, so sometimes, when you said you got your certain nail tech, you got all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
when you lose someone, when you lose
You ain't lose
someone,
me.
I did. You're driving a Cadillac, but it's okay. That's okay. But okay, let me get back to my point.
Back. Should be back, Doc.
Get to my point.
Back.
So in other words, okay, so let me. This is related to our subject here, okay?
Okay.
So, so at Longhammer Chevrolet, in any store you go, any dealership you go to, if you qualify for a GM card, we talk about in the beginning. Well, we may talk about in the beginning, or you may get in finance, and they may talk about it. Most of the time, they talk about it in the beginning. I don't talk about it that much because that's not my specialty. Most of the customers I deal with have bruised credit. But if you tell me your credit score is 750, or you tell me you got great credit, I'm gonna offer it, right? But okay, so if you apply for a GM card and you qualify, they'll give you automatically $1,000 down. You have to use $1,000 toward you out of your GM card monies as down payment. And then we're going to slap you with a 3% fee too, because we charge a 3% fee. That wasn't a shade at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, but everybody's charging a fee, right? So you're going to pay extra $30 for using it, but you can use $1,000 of your GM card as down payment. But it helps you with GM card earnings. For instance, if you want to need your oil change on every GM vehicle, not just Chevy, you get a free oil change.
The first one.
The first one, okay. You don't get 3 anymore, Dr. T. It was one time you got 2 or 3.
But you know what? I mean, I used to get all my oil changes
Okay.
free at one time.
Well, I think you were when we were at Urban Pontiac back in the
I'm
day.
just saying.
Okay.
You know, Kathy, it was
What,
good
was
at
that
one time.
25 years ago?
That was real good. But
That was 23 years
But you
ago.
know, back to Kathy.
Well, let me finish. So, did the GM card? They're you use it. They want you to you get $1,000. Use this money down, right? But the thing is, though, is that they are wanting to do that, but then they also giving you other incentives.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a oil change. It can add to your points. Then you can also use your points as paying for your car payment.
And you
So-
can also use them points to get other amenities that you want on a vehicle.
Yeah, you need mats.
Yeah, anything.
You need-
windshield wipers.
Anything that you need. So those are the incentives, the give back there they're giving you. So these credit card companies are very smart. They're wheeling us in.
So don't forget, don't ignore those credit cards, rewards, or whatever you have available to you. Don't ignore it. Don't miss out, because the year's going to end and there's a window by which you can use those. You want to make sure you take it.
Oh, that's good this morning. So, those of you who are listening, if you want to contact Kathy, our financial coach, you can reach her at 1-800-988-9184. Kathy, can you also share your website, your email, in case somebody don't want to, say anything online right now, or the replayers?
Sure, absolutely. You can actually reach out to me at kathywashington.com. That's Kathy with a C, kathywashington.com. Or you can hit me up on the social media sites. Go to my Impact Life Now, or you can go to my on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes.
So let's talk about the Walmart rewards.
I love Walmart rewards. I mean, Walmart rewards just hooked us up
I
with
thought Sam's
$98 this week.
Now, so wait a minute. So you spend so much money at Walmart, they're giving you monies.
Yeah, well, yeah, you get rewards like
Does that
Kathy
work?
just talked about. Like that's an incentive. As the more you spend, they're giving you cash back, like 3% cash back on your purchases, which is awesome. I just used
That's-
$98.
I
What you
actually
buy me? You buy me some? I need some
Delicious
chicken.
Sweets got the $98.
Oh, well, Delicious Sweets. That's smart. Delicious Sweets.
Thank you.
Sierra,
Thank
that's
you.
smart.
I
Can I get some chicken wings or something on does Sam's Club offer some points like that?
Sam's Club do offer cash back rewards too.
I
I usually use it for gas.
do. I think I've got $300 on Costco.
Costco, yeah, I think I got $78 waiting. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you all make sure that when they offer you the credit cards and you sign up, get the ones that give you cash back rewards. That's
Right.
good.
Want to make sure you do that. Maximize it. Make your money work for you.
That's good.
But don't go open up no new credit cards just to get some rewards. So just be smart with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Because once you get hooked, it's hard to get off not being hooked.
yeah,
I'm telling you that from personal experience. It's hard to not get off being hooked. So you got to be smart. Get your finances in order. That's the reason why we had Kathy Washington
Yeah.
on this week. Get your finances, get your life in order.
So,
It's never
Kathy-
too late.
real quick, can you just throw those tips out again? I know you gave us some strategies. I know you told us the plan before we spend, but can you just go real quick and let the viewers know, the replayers?
Yes. So, strategy number one was plan before you spend. The next strategy that I talked about was making sure that you use your credit cards wisely. Use credit cards wisely. The next one, set up automatic payments or schedule at least the minimum payment for the month of December. You want to make sure that you do that. And then lastly, I think I talked about making sure that you redeem those credit card rewards and watching your credit utilization. Those
Yeah.
are about.
That's good. Now tell them how they can reach you again.
You can reach me by giving me a call at 1-800-988-9184, 1-800-988-9184, or you can simply reach out to me on my website at kathywashington.com and just go ahead and connect with me. I'd love to be able to offer the consultation and talk to you about your particular situation, so we can help you get your life right.
All right, we appreciate you joining us this week. Kathy will be on every month sharing news you can use. Yeah, we appreciate you being on, and we'll see you same time, same place next month.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you,
Thank you all.
Kathy. Happy Saturday. Man, that was some good news, y'all. I mean, so let me just say this to all the viewers and the listeners. I have listened to Kathy over the years, and Kathy has really helped me increase my credit score. I was one of the ones who were not taught very well about credit early on as a child, and even growing up, I wasn't taught very well. And so I made some major mistakes in the past. And Kathy has given some good tools to help me restore my credit, and I have pretty good credit now. Between her and Regina, the tools that Regina shared. So when you're listening, take some notes down. It may seem like it's a practical strategy, but practicality works.
That's very true. You have to get a little bit over here, a little bit over there. You just got to
Hmm.
take your nuggets wherever you can get them and just take notes. Don't ever think that you know it all, because you
That's
don't.
true.
You do not know it all.
That's
It's
true.
things that sometimes we have a closed mindset, and we're not thinking about, okay, well, I know that already. No, it might be something that's maybe added to it. Maybe you heard it before, but what did that person add?
That's true. And you know what? Don't assume, because I remember having a conversation with Sierra, and Sierra said one of the things that she thought that I was a great mom,
Hmm.
but she said one of the things that I didn't teach her about was credit. And the reason why I didn't teach her about credit, number one, I wasn't really versed in it
Hmm.
while she was growing up, and I didn't use credit cards. I paid cash for everything because I didn't understand. And so that's some things I didn't teach her. And so when she opened her first credit card, she thought that they were going to give her the same amount every month. She was going to spend the money and not pay it back, and she would get it every month. So she had to learn the hard way that that is not how credit works.
Well, I was the opposite. My mom was into the credit cards.
Hmm.
She ran them up, and
But she paid them off, though, right?
I inherited that. Mm-mm.
Oh,
I
okay.
inherited
Well,
that.
you didn't inherit the last part, right?
Well,
You
no,
pay yours off.
no, I paid mine off.
Okay, all
So
right.
I mean, but my mom was the one that was like, okay, I gotta get this credit card. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So now I learned to pay him off.
Yeah,
My
that's
dad
good.
was a different kind of character. My dad was the savvy one.
Hmm.
Dad's the one that worked at General Motors. That's why anybody that works for General Motors, I always say, you know what, I thank God. Just like you thank God for the men that serve, right? I thank God for the big three. I do.
Yeah.
And I say the big three because we are very part Detroit and Pontiac. I'm saying Detroit. I don't even like when anybody says I'm from Detroit, because I live where I live. But let me just say this: Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. I don't like when people say Detroit, because we have other cities far as besides Detroit. But anyway, I'm gonna say Detroit, Michigan. So Detroit, Michigan is a huge part of the automotive world, and everything that affects the world in the business, as far as automotive, affects us in Michigan, and we are affected. I'm gonna get off here because I know it's 9 o'clock, but 1,000 GM workers are gonna be laid off.
Yeah.
And it's like we're all gonna feel it.
Yeah.
So shout out to those families that are your parent or your loved one, anybody's being laid off. So shout out to the families.
Of any of the big
Yeah,
three.
any of the big three.
Yeah.
Some situations will happen. We're praying for you.
Yeah.
We don't have to know you to love you, but
Yeah.
we love you, and we encourage you that we hope that you can find another job, or if it's collecting unemployment or doing some different things. So we're praying for you, and we
And all
encourage you to hold your
families.
head up. And
Yeah.
all families.
All families,
Yeah.
no matter
No
if
matter
it's
what.
the big three or
Right.
wherever.
Yes.
If you're experiencing financial difficulties
Yes.
or facing a layoff, we're
Yes.
certainly praying for you, and we asking God's hand to be upon you.
Yes. Amen. I felt that we
Amen.
just did a
Yeah.
quick prayer with our eyes open.
You
We
can
said
pray-
we're praying.
You can pray with your
Okay.
eyes
You
open.
can. You can.
So it was a
All
good
right.
Saturday. Happy
Yeah.
Saturday, everybody. Bless y'all. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Have a good week.
Have a good one.
Same time next week.